per delle contrazioni del tubo muscolare, affonda in cerca di superfici lucide, tenta una definizione del contenuto delle sacche, come sarebbe stato molle, levigato, procede da una valvola all'altra, critica, potrebbe, contro. Because of muscular tube contractions, he sinks looking for bright surfaces, tries to define the pocket contents, how it would have been in soft, smooth, proceeds from one valve to another, criticizes, perhaps, against. In quel movimento di correre incontro a un corpo molto più grande del nostro, attraverso il parco, dietro i palazzi, di avere bisogno e chiedere tacitamente, quasi senza saperlo, potrebbe, una storia? Si tratterebbe di non essere accecati al di là dell'ostacolo, della membrana tesa nel cielo prima dell'infanzia, quando dagli insiemi parietali dell'estate sembrava ancora possibile osservare più volte, sapere chi abitava nel palazzo, sulla pellicola, in negativo, subito prima del ritorno. In that movement of running in up to a body much larger than ours, through the park, behind the buildings, to need and to ask silently, almost without knowing, perhaps, a history. It would mean not to be blinded beyond the obstacle, the membrane stretched across the sky before childhood, when from parietal sets of summer it still seemed possible to observe several times, to know who lived in a building, on film, in negative, right before the return. Couple of last texts. Correvamo nel parco, sulla ghiaia di fronte all'edificio, giocavamo a salvare, ci raggruppavamo per reprimere, cercavamo i sassi più levigati. E poi, chiudendo gli occhi, il brusio e le grida degli altri bambini erano la spiaggia raggiunta dopo la ferrovia. Una generazione autotrofa dell'estate, della barriera di scogli nel mare, dei pomeriggi passati a lasciare tracce di mani colorate sulle colonne del pergolato. Chi è rimasto sotto l'albero continua a vederle diafane, modificate. We ran in the park, on the gravel, in front of the building. We played at saving, we gathered to repress. We looked for smoothed stones. And eyes shut the buzzing and shouting of other children was the beach reached after the railway. A nototropic generation of summer, of the rock barrier at sea, of the afternoons spent leaving traces of colored hands on the pergola columns, those still beneath the tree. See them, diaphanous, modified. Viene aperto l'armadio nella penombra, la valigia più in basso come un animale, le finestre di ovatta, la ventola più forte. Capita che dimentichi di respirare, allora passeggia dalla camera al parco, non hanno tolto la foto segnaletica di Fernea. Se fosse la valigia a contenere realtà, un accrescimento della sacca bianca e trasparente, ma eravamo troppo occupati a cercare. The wardrobe comes open in semi-darkness. The suitcase, further below, like an animal, the windows made of padding, the louder fan. It happens that he forgets to breathe, then he takes a walk from the bedroom to the park. They didn't remove Vermeer's mugshot. If the suitcase contained reality, an increase of the white, transparent pocket, but we were too busy searching. Di fronte al mare, qualcuno sta indicando uno spazio che si trova fuori dallo schermo. Ci sono abeti e palazzi ai lati della strada. In front of the sea, somebody is pointing to a space off screen. There are firs and buildings by the side of the road. I thank you. Thanks a lot. Yes, starting with the question? No.
Okay. I was thinking about this book that Deleuze wrote on Francis Bacon. It's about sensations. And he talks about, in these Bacon paintings, like the pool, and the contour, and then the figure, and sort of, there's like a defiguration. There's no story. And so I was thinking words like undressed, unbodied, when you were writing. And I guess the question coming from that was, is there a character or a story that you are defiguring as you begin to write? Is that the feeling of it? Or is it, in a lot of the poems that had people that would be characters, we, they, you, there was this feeling of that there was a shadow of something that was being like undressed or taken away or something like that.
Yeah, that's a very important point. It's a very good question, I think. Actually, more in maybe in the second book, in the present project, in the current project, it's true that there's a, well, it's interesting that you call it defiguration. I didn't call it like that, but it's somehow the right procedure, the way I thought when I wrote this text. Yeah, there's a narrative, there's a story somehow. There is a text to say at the moment, perhaps a story, and then it interrupts. So it's exactly the procedure you're pointing out. I spoke also today a little bit within the class of non-linear narrative. In the sense that there are several events, different events superposing inside the, I would say, microcosmos, a context where the poems are somehow, and the superposition is actually non-linear. There are some parts that are missing somehow, or they are told in a different way, so that you have to go back and look for where they are somehow. So it's a sort of decomposition of the narrative. There's no pathetical idea behind it. It's not just, you know, it's not that I want to destroy anything with that. It's much more this idea that text is part of the real, and the real is non-linear. The real is decomposed. The real is not a linear line, and it's not possible, actually, I would even say, to make a philosophy of history, a philosophy of the present, a linear philosophy. Judith spoke about dialectics. There actually, it's true that it's over. It's after the way I think what I write. Yeah. So thank you.